And there's a Honda Super Cub. I think the Super Cubs were popular in like the 60s, early 70s, but this is definitely a newer edition. So I decked into Scooters Bar here on Soy Bau. There's another Scooters on LK Metro. There used to be a third up the way by, up Soy Bau by the Marquee Bar. These are, well, Scooters Bar. So here you go, like a Vespa ska kind of bar. They play a lot of old tunes or British rock. I just saw the owner. I think he lives upstairs. But a fun little place. Check out Scooters Bar if you're into the 70s British rock. And it's 65 baht for a beer. I saw the sign. Okay, till 7 p.m. All bottled beer, 65 baht, 11 to 7. Again, there is a lot of competition in Pattaya. I've seen 55 baht. I'm not going to go sit in a place I don't want to hang out to save 10 baht. But compared to Bangkok, that's quite a savings. That across the way is Treetown. My battery's almost dead, but I'll give you a quick peek. Treetown is like a horseshoe of open beer bars. It's more popular in the evening. I don't even know if anything's open right now. With a big, right there, you see that car turning in, that's Treetown. Just goes in a big U. There used to be a fun place down the way called Danny's Sports Bar. Danny was, I don't know if he was a baseball writer, but I just went down Bacau this morning and I saw Danny's Sports Club down the way. So I'm not sure if he has two locations or it's moved from Treetown to across the street from Witherspoon's, if you're familiar. Witherspoon's, it's a great place for Taco Tuesday and breakfast specials. Again, I'm a Bangkok guy, so I don't know the day-to-day happenings here in Pattaya. But Danny's Sports Bar, if you're an American anyhow, it's a good place to go and catch an NFL game or baseball. But I'm hanging out in Scooters right now. Hey, so how's it going? It's about 6:45 on this, what is it, Saturday night? Taking off out of my hotel, the Holiday Inn Express, here on Soy Bau. I'm gonna walk over to Patrick's Steakhouse. Hopefully it's open. Holiday weekend, so a lot of businesses are closed. But let's go take a look. It's kind of at the top of Soy Diana. I'm just gonna walk. Go down Bacau to Soy Diana. Head up the way. And you'll have Kiss Foods, kind of a popular expat place to get a 150 baht bowl of spaghetti and Thai food, all kinds of things. But right next door is the Longhorn Steakhouse, Patrick's. There's one other, but Patrick's is my go-to spot. They have a really good chips and salsa. And this is looking down Soy Bau. When you go down, whatever it is, 500-600 meters, you'll have LK Metro and Soy Chayapum, also known as Soy Pothole. Notorious little bar areas. And I was recently in Chiang Mai. It's roasting up there, even hotter than Bangkok, but it's nice to get down here on the Bay of Thailand. Pattaya, you get a little bit of an ocean breeze or bay breeze, whatever it is. Feels great. Here's the Golden Sea Bar. And I've never been in here. I'm assuming it's a small go-go bar, the Red Hot and Blue. Here's the Thank Bar. It says all beer is 70 baht. Now, it's a little bit older hotel, the Nature View, but it's right in the heart of Soy Bau, right in the heart of Pattaya. You can oftentimes get a room in here for $25-30 US. This place right next door, the Dubois. I was in this little bar called Dynamite on the left. Dynamite used to be a kind of a go-go bar. Now it's a sports bar. Right there, the Dynamite Sports Lounge on the corner of Bacau and Soy 15. I was talking to a guy who stays over here at the Dubois, and he said it was 1,500 baht a night. That's about what the Holiday Inn Express normally costs. So that's my go-to spot. I'm just familiar with it. It's not the greatest hotel in the world, but it's fine. And it comes with a pretty decent free breakfast. So this is Soy 15. at the end of the street, you can see the avenue. It's a little shopping mall. They have a movie theater there. I don't know if they only have 3 screens, or I'm not sure what it is. I've never seen a movie there. Maybe I'll take a peek right now. Earlier today, I was in the, is it the Central Pattaya Mall? And I know they have a nice, it's probably a 6-screen theater up on the top floor. And at the top of Soy 15, almost on the corner of Soy Bau, the Amethyst, this is maybe a year old. I was talking to the guy in the bar about this place. He said it was a little expensive. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's 50 bucks. I don't know. But check out the Amethyst. And up here on the right is the Hideaway. I mentioned it. I'm looking over my shoulder here. I mentioned the Hideaway bar up here on the right. If you're familiar with Kevin Thailand's YouTube channel, back in the day, he passed away. But right there on the right, the Hideaway, he used to have a Wednesday meetup. It was a lot of fun. And just down the street, a short distance on the left, is the Travel Lodge. That's also another go-to spot. I'm not all about, I have to stay in an American chain, Travel Lodge, Holiday Inn, whatever. But I am a miles and points guy, so I have miles for all these places. So just down the way before you get to the mall, the Travel Lodge on the left, it's a good place to stay. And for $3 or $4, you can get a breakfast. And there's the Hideaway. Had a lot of good times in there, a lot of meetups way back in the day while I was still working and planning my move over to Thailand. If I was in Bangkok, I would make the trip over here for the Wednesday meetup, spend a couple of nights in Pattaya. Always a good time. Met some good friends, and Kevin Thailand, rest in peace. Here's Tuk's Bar and Restaurant. Looks like they got a pig on the barbecue there. And this is a really popular hotel, the Centara Azure Hotel. And it's also famous. They have a really cool, yeah, there it is, fish tank down below. And I think they have a barbecue buffet that's kind of famous. And Grand Avenue across the way, this is a real popular condo complex. Many people that come to Pattaya go right to the Grand Avenue. I know Greeny, if you watch Greeny Travels, I think he stayed there his first year in town. And that's Carando's Bar and Food. He also has a little pizza, I don't know what it is, like a motorbike with a pizza oven, and it goes around to the different bars. But Carando's is, if I'm pronouncing that correct, Carando's, it's kind of a go-to spot for food and pizza. And parked right in front of the bar is the little pizza slice motorbike. I think you can call them, and they'll race over to the bar. They're just kind of going in a big circle. And right next door to Carando's is a Tandoori Night Indian restaurant and Jack Service motorbike and car rentals. And here's the Eureka Lodge. If you're over by LK Metro, you'll see the lobby entrance to the Eureka, but the backside is over here on Soy 15. It's a real popular hotel. A lot of people Airbnb in there or stay in there for a month. They have some big, beautiful pools. And here's the Travel Lodge, almost to the mall. They usually have affordable rates in there. I've stayed in there as low as $25, but then they tack on the 10% tax and breakfast, so 30, 35 bucks. Yeah, it's worth it. I probably lean towards the Holiday Inn just because I collect those IHG points. Travelodge points, I forget who that is through. Is it Choice Points or something? I don't really mess with the Travelodge points. But IHG, Inter Hotel Group, IHG, Intercontinental Hotel Group, which is the Intercontinental Hotel, and they also own the Holiday Inn properties. I'm all about those points. You can't go far anywhere in Thailand without the 7-Eleven, and just across the street on the corner there is the Easy Bar. Somebody told me that guy who owns the place is from San Diego. I've never really hung out in there, so I can't confirm that, but maybe so. Things are always a little bit cheaper here in Pattaya. I almost got a car to come out here just because I was lazy, and it was 1,800 baht. But you can see just a regular taxi, Pattaya to BKK Airport, which is Suvarnabhumi, is 1,100 baht. Now I need to come into the city, so let's see. A taxi from Pattaya into BKK Center, 1,400 baht. Again, I was quoted 18. And even a little bit nicer car, a Camry, Pattaya in the BKK Center, 1,500 baht. Then you go down into the vans, all the way down to the minibus. So it's going to be cheaper to go from here back to Bangkok than from Bangkok to Pattaya. It's just a little bit of a Bangkok surcharge. Not much, 200-300 baht. And right here where these people are walking, that is the side entrance to the Pattaya Avenue Mall. You'll also find a Robin Hood in there. And I'm not sure, but the what do you call it, signage looks exactly like the Robin Hood on my Sukhumvit Soy 33/1 in Phrom Phong, right across the street from my condo. I hang out at O'Shea's next door, but the Robin Hood is a good number 2. And next to the Easy Bar, here's a little note. And then this place is called the Corner Bar, and then the Easy Bar. Now, if you're hanging out in this area, I'm not sure if it's open right now. We'll go take a peek. It's almost 7 p.m. There's a little food court, kind of small, maybe 10 stands off on the left. There's also a DIY right here to the right. It's a kind of not a department store, a hardware store. You'll find different things from cords for your phone to screws and mops, that kind of thing. And here's the Mr. DIY. Just peeking in the window, you can see all kinds of cheaper tools. I got a couple of wrenches in there for my beach cruiser. This is the Eat Street Major Food Plaza, right across from the DIY. It looks like at least a couple of stalls are still open. Well, maybe they're closing up. But if you're here in the daytime, it's a cheap alternative. Here's smoothies. Yeah, maybe it's smaller than I thought. It looks like there's maybe 6, 8 stalls, and there's only 2 or 3 open at 7 p.m. Many of these places are more suited for the lunch crowd. But if you do come here at lunch, plenty of 60, 70 baht options. I'm kind of using this mall as a shortcut from Soi 15, where my little hotel is on Soy Bau. Up on the right is a Starbucks and a McDonald's, and on the left, up there on the second deck, is the Robin Hood Tavern. Again, I'm not sure, but it looks like the exact signage as this one in Bangkok. And just on the other side of that Jenny Salon is a Via Market. I'm not sure of the times, but I'll walk by the front door. And this escalator goes up to the second or third deck where you'll find a movie theater. I've never seen a movie there, but let me walk up and take a look. I think it's a little smaller. If you go on the other side of that building, maybe 500 meters, you'll hit the Central Pattaya Mall, and that's kind of the go-to movie theater in this area. Or you can go all the way down Second Road on a BOT bus and hit the new Terminal 21. That's also kind of a fancy movie theater. And looks like they also have a Fitness 7 dance studio. And I guess there's more screens here than I thought. Looks like 8 theaters. It's a major simplex. And just like all the other movie theaters in Thailand, you have these touchscreens. But if you don't want to deal with that, this lady over here will be glad to help you. Well, as I'm looking at the screen, I see Thai version, 5 out of the 8 screens are in Thai, or they're Thai movies. You do have to be a little bit careful when you head to the movies. Even a big popular movie like, say, Top Gun Maverick, sometimes in the more outlying theaters, they'll be dubbed in Thai. If you're an English speaker, that might be a little tricky. If you're in Asok or Ekamai, Terminal 21, right there in Asok, 9 out of 10 of those will be in English with Thai subtitles. But as you get a little further out of town, hey, this is Thailand. Don't be surprised if the film is dubbed entirely in Thai. And I do not know anything about the Robin Hood Corporation, who owns what, but I know this signage looks exactly the same as the Robin Hood over in Sukhumvit in Bangkok. Here's a suitcase and backpack store, plus a tattoo studio and supply center. And there is the Via Market, nice little grocery store. It says it's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Here's an old school VW van bar. No shortage of street food. Kind of a small night market out in front of the central little shopping mall. And across the way, the Lake Hotel. I've never stayed there. I've seen it on Agoda forever. And next to that is the Lodge. Just on the other side, you see where it says, what is that, Kavara Hotel? That is the bay. Gulf of Thailand, Bay of Pattaya. And just up here on the right, I'm heading to Patrick's Steakhouse if it's open. If you walk down just a little bit further, you'll almost be to Soy Diana, and you'll find Kiss Foods. There's another one up in Jomtien, kind of a famous place with expats to go and get a cheap meal. Here on the right is a little beer garden, and there's a bar in there called the Chicken Coop. I believe his first name's Michael, Mike Coop. That is his bar. He's an American from San Diego, Imperial Beach, retired Air Force, and I think he is president of some kind of veterans association out here. I'm not sure if it's in Pattaya or a nearby town. I forget. I talked to him about it 6 months ago, but my memory's not that great. Check out the Chicken Coop. It's a big spot if you're an American in town. You want to go hang out with other Americans to check out the World Series or Super Bowl. They have a big blowout for the Super Bowl, 6:30, 7 in the morning. There'll be all kinds of food and people partying watching the game. And right here where you see the toy beer bar, just take a right and then Coop's down, not even 75 feet. And right down the way on the left, that's the Chicken Coop. And maybe 50 feet past the Chicken Coop is Kiss Foods. And 20 feet straight ahead is Soy Diana. You take a right there, you make your way down to LK Metro. If you head off in this direction, there are 3 steakhouses. You know what I said? I was heading to Patrick's. I'm actually heading to the Beefeater. There's Patrick's on the right and the Longhorn Steakhouse, and the Beefeater on the left. Beefeater is my go-to spot. Delicious chips and salsa and a fair price steak. Yeah, there's Patrick's off on the right and the Longhorn. I've had a steak at all these places. Smaller, whatever you want to call it, 300-gram Australian steak, but really delicious, cooked to perfection. 900 baht. It's not going to break the bank. And the Beefeater has a delicious chips and salsa, all homemade. It's a nice little place. If you're coming in a popular time, I'm watching them tell people they need to sit outside, or these tables are all reserved. I'm just sitting at the bar by myself. I got the Chateaubriand, what does it say? Australian prime steak tenderloin. Ooh, I can't read it. Sauteed portobello, mushrooms, something asparagus, garlic, fried potatoes, truffle and forced mushroom sauce. 1,045 baht. I think the last time it was some kind of, I don't know, ribeye, kind of small ribeye special. But yeah, I'm going to give this Chateaubriand a try. Sounds delicious. Hey, so here's the steak. It's looking pretty good. So that was a delicious meal. I love chicken and rice, but I can't eat it every day. So sometimes a nice piece of steak hits the spot. But I'll tell you what, as I get older, I can't eat beef like I used to. I'm about ready to go take a nap, and that was not that large a cut. Delicious, but mix in a couple of more beers, yeah, I'm going to be passing out early. But it's Pattaya, so even if I go home at 9, 10 o'clock and sleep for 2-3 hours, I can still head out at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and there'll be plenty to do. And as I head down Soy Diana, there's a little beer bar complex. I see the Cherry Bar is the first stop, and the Mega Break pool hall straight ahead. And we also have the Hungry Gorilla Kiss cocktails. It looks like they specialize in seafood. And there's Jesse's Bar. Anybody that's ever pulled into Phuket, well, here in Pattaya, even a lot of the places in the Philippines, you'll be familiar with these little beer complexes. This little area probably has 15 little horseshoe bars. They're all separately owned, separately named. You can just go from one to the next or just pick one and hang out all evening. It's a good time. And I also see Nong's Beer Bar, Me and Noi Bar, on and on, all the way up the street. This is Soy Diana. There's a rumor you'll hear over and over that Princess Diana visited this area way back in the day, but there used to be a Hotel Diana on this street before they built these huge condos. So yeah, don't fall for that old story. Soy Diana because of the old Hotel Diana from, I think, the 90s. Well, it might have been torn down in the 90s. I think the Hotel Diana went back years ago, but that's why the Soy Diana. Now, I am no Pattaya expert by any means. There's 100 YouTube channels just around this crazy city, but from what little knowledge I can throw your way, there are beer bars like this. Is that Tomas Bar Beer? And then there's go-go bars, which are behind closed doors, a little bit more like a strip club. These beer bars, things are a little bit more casual. Prices are a little lower, drinks, etc. But the go-go bars in places like Walking Street and just up ahead on the left, LK Metro, that you're gonna pay a little bit more for the drinks because of the entertainment on stage. We'll just put it that way. Walking Street, I don't even go to Walking Street. Maybe I've been there once in the past 10, 12 trips to Pattaya. It's just a little expensive, and there's a lot of people partying in there from different parts of the world that don't really care what things cost. If they have $1,000 evening, they don't care. So they charge accordingly on Walking Street. It's probably, in my humble opinion, the most expensive part of Pattaya. Hang out in a little crazy area. Yeah, it's LK Metro or I don't know, any of these little beer bars. There's also some beer bars in LK Metro. Scooters, one of my favorite. I was in Scooters earlier. It's just a little, I don't know how you explain it. It's a beer bar, but they play 70s music, mostly from the UK, Stones, The Who, Doors, things like that. And they have a Vespa on the wall. That's why it's called Scooters Bar. It's just a mellow place. And here's the popular Eureka Lodge on the right. It's right in the heart of the chaos if you want to stay right in the thick of it. And again, I think most people watching any kind of video on this area kind of an understanding of the go-go bars and the beer bars. But if you don't and you walk into any of these beer bars, what's going to happen is a young lady's going to run up and take your order, and then she's probably going to sit right at your table if you're alone. If you're with a female, or if you're with a buddy, they may give you some space. But if you're by yourself, she's absolutely going to sit at your table and, hi, how you doing? What's your name? Where are you from? She's trying to get you to buy her a drink, because a lot of these bars, including the go-go bars, they have a, what do you call it, a quota of how many drinks they need to sell, or it cuts into their small salary. And as far as extracurricular activities, that I'll leave up to your imagination, but they're also interested in seeing if you're interested in leaving the bar. Let's just leave it that way. But if you just want to head into the bar and have a drink, just say, hey, no thank you, I'm just hanging out, or I'm waiting for a friend, and they'll leave you alone. It's not a high pressure situation, but yeah, don't be surprised when you walk into a slower bar at 2 in the afternoon and you might have been the third customer that's walked in the past 2 hours. You're gonna get a little attention. And there's been times where I'll buy somebody a drink in the bar, even though I don't have much interest in anything else in that situation. It doesn't cost a whole lot. Pattaya is cheap, so during the day I see signs everywhere, 65, 70 baht beers before 7 p.m. Some places are 70 baht all night. So a ladies drink, it's not like Soy Cowboy where you have to ask, oh, you know, is it 200 baht for the rum and 200 baht for the Coke, 400 baht total? Here, not so bad. Oftentimes a ladies drink, I'll make up the number, will be 150 baht. So I really don't have a major problem walking into a bar, enjoying a little air conditioning, listening to some good music, and buying one, maybe even 2 whole ladies drinks, just so how do I put it? The ladies at least have a couple of ladies' drinks checked off on their tab. It's not that big a deal, and it's just kind of the polite thing to do. And again, that's 100% on you. It's kind of just like paying a tip, I guess. I feel bad sometimes when the bar is just super slow, and these people are working hard. They're in there running around. You know, the second you need another beer, they'll run and get it for you. I get it. I know that's what their job is. But like I say, they oftentimes will have a quota on how many ladies' drinks they've hustled, if you want to put it that way. And at some point, Mama San's going to come up and say, hey, you know, you're only 6 ladies' drinks for the night, so that's cutting into your paycheck a little bit. And I'm not positive if all beer bars work that way. I've heard that once or twice. I even heard it from a guy who manages a beer bar down in Soy 6. So I don't think it's uncommon for the ladies in a beer bar to have a quota on the number of ladies' drinks they sell or they receive. This is the LK Metro here off on the left where it says Champagne Club. Huh, and I don't come here that often, but I don't think this was here last time, this Las Vegas Beer Garden. I see the Cosmopolitan, the Venetian, Luxor, MGM Grand. So it's all these different little bars named after the Vegas Strip. So that's kind of cool. And it's directly across, I'm gonna pan slowly here, from LK Metro. And this is just a bunch of go-go bars and beer bars. See Trenchtown on the right, and right next to that a Scooters bar. There's 2 scooters here within a short distance of each other. Just a mellow little place. So I'm gonna head in there, have a beer. Thanks for watching, and there'll be more videos to come. See you later.